Probably the easiest way to get to this page is to click on the email invite from yesterday. And then under upcoming sessions, click on close.
Does it matter which invitation?
No, it actually doesn't.
Okay. So I can erase one. With a reminder, I just got out.
Yeah.
Are you talking the one where your video is the Techie? Let's see.
Yeah, if you got to that page on the left left side menu under upcoming sessions, and then today's Google site, or this one is Google site. Yeah.
This one right
Yep.
here.
Can you spin your computer? Can you spin your computer? This one? That's it.
Well, thanks for coming in this morning. We'll go over a little bit of what Google Sites can do, and definitely, I think I'm going to do it up front. I'm going to recommend everybody grab a copy of the classroom template so that we're sure that everybody has something to say when they walk away. And Carl, maybe you could help Diana get into the right spot. But if you go to sites.google.com, another way to get there, if you're already logged into your Gmail or your Drive, you've got the little app button here that it looks like a number pad. Don't know if you guys have been using that too much, but it says apps when you hover over it. You click on it, and Sites will be one of your choices.
Because that's how I always get on mine.
Yeah,
So you click on the sites.
yeah. It's just another one in your Google Apps. And that'll bring up a list of the sites that you own, which might be none at this moment. But what we'll do is we'll go ahead and hit the Create button.
Why don't you go to the email, the invitation?
And one, I don't want to jump ahead too far if we're still getting, I'll let everybody catch up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. And then, whoops, go to now what is it? Let's go to that. Look up the
Okay, and we'll then click on Browse the Gallery for more. You should have the bedroom classroom template listed. And then just click on that. And then down at the bottom hit Select. Then give your site a name, something for your classroom.
Okay, I'm not seeing the select.
Gotta have to scroll down a ways.
Oh, I gotta scroll down please, okay. Thank you. Do I have to click on something before I hit select?
On the bedroom.
I did that.
Okay.
I click on that and then just hit, do I click on this? Oh, okay. And then it's-
it'll automatically give your site a URL and based on what you named it. If by chance you've named it the same thing as somebody else, it'll let you know. And you can keep your class site the same name, but you'll just have to change that a little bit. But we don't have too many sites happening in the school right now, so you're probably safe. And just once you've given it a name, hit create.
I didn't hit create, but mine created one even without me hitting create. Is that wrong?
You're gonna have to delete it immediately. No, I don't. You're probably fine. I'm not sure
Okay.
what happened. So now the next time you go to sites, this is now a template that you can use for your classroom. When you go to your sites the next time, from your little apps button, it'll be listed under your sites that you own. And that's all we're going to do with that for now. We won't mess with fiddling that. We're going to just kind of build a site from scratch and kind of show you how some of the features work. But with the knowledge that you gain along the way, the rest of the class, you may be able to go back to your template and kind of fiddle with it and make it look like you want it to look. So, we'll just kind of go through building a site from scratch with some basic stuff in it. You're welcome to follow along and try to recreate what I'm doing here, but if you want to just kind of see what it does, that's fine too. So we'll create a new site, and we're just going to leave a blank template for now. Well, we won't mess with a theme or anything for now. Just do that and hit create. I should have shown you that theme. Once it creates, I'll show you the different themes. Okay, so with no template or theme, this is what you're going to start out with. If I would have selected a theme from before, they look something like this. You can change the theme right here. There's a whole bunch of different fun styles and color schemes you can go with. Okay, so within a Google site, there's 4 basic pages that you can create. You've got a normal web page style page. You've got an announcements page, which is going to be used sort of like a blog or to do homework assignments, for posting homework assignments to your page. There's a file cabinet page, which would link to a Google folder, which has a bunch of Google Docs in it that you might want the students to be able to have regular access to. And then there's a list page, which would just be whatever type of list you can think of, a student list, a parent list, who knows what type of list you might want to create. So kind of take a look at that. We'll create a new page. And we'll call this that home page is already a web page. We'll come back to that web page, but we'll kind of I think everybody kind of understands what a normal web page is. We'll look a little bit at the other 3 ones that are a little bit different. Now so we select announcements here as the style of page, and then you can put it at the top level of your website, or like it would be equivalent to your home page, or you can have it underneath the home page. I would like to have it under the home page because it just makes sense to have everything grouped together like that. Create, didn't name it, how about, we'll call this homework. And now you can click new post to type in a new, we'll say chapter 7 review. Submit your questions to me. And let's save. And now they'll show up in order, just like you would see on a blog post or any type of journaling type setup like that. The file cabinet page, we'll create a file cabinet page. We'll just call it file cabinet. Style. And we're going to keep this, well, this one we're going to have at the top level because we don't want it underneath that chapter. It's recommending we have it under the chapter. Oh, because we were inside the chapter 7 review, that was why that happened. Let me cancel out of here and start at the home page. So it matters which page you're on when you click on the page. Have it on your home as well. And you can see here that you can add file. You can add a link, add a file, add a document from your drive, and let's just do one of each of those. Just want something from my desktop. This isn't my regular computer, so I don't really have anything. I'll just put that guy there. So now he's listed here. We'll add a link to, let's say, Big Techie Tuesday site for today. Put it in there. Call it sites class. Add it. And then something in the drive. You could have searched there for anything in your drive. So you can see you've got several ways to do that. Several different types of ways to attach stuff to your file cabinet.
Sophia, like the file cabinet, if we had a video we wanted our kids to watch at home, is that where we would put it under the file cabinet?
There's several ways you can do it, and we'll show probably the most user-friendly way for your student to have a video is embedded on a page, and that's a matter of whatever video you might have, whether it's, are you talking about a YouTube video or your own video?
Probably like something off the web.
Okay, so if you, if it's a YouTube video, you can, and I'll show you how to embed a YouTube video as part of this today. But you could just put a URL to a video there if you wanted to.
Okay, that's fine.
But if you have an assignment, you know, listed out with questions or whatever, you want that video like as kind of part of it, we'll show you how to do that.
If we download like something from DD streaming, could we do it as add file? Put it in
Yeah,
there and they should be able to pull it, right?
Yeah, if you've got it on your computer, you can put it there.
Okay.
Okay, and then the list page, I'll show you that. I'll go back to the, and you can see it's building your menu over here on the left. And we can edit how that looks and feels, and we can make it be horizontal or things like that if that's your preference. But just kind of see how that's going. We'll create the list page. We'll call it student list. Put it under home. there's some different project management style, lists that you can create here. We're just going to create our own. Let's use a template. New column, we'll say first, last, email, phone. Just trying to see if there's any, and you can pick these different types of options for what kind of input you want. If it was a web address, you'd select that. You could have a drop-down list where you input, let's go ahead and make a drop-down. Not sure what we would. Drop-down of grade, there you go. Options. I think that's just separated by a comma, so let's try 6, 7, 8. And now you can, you've got your list, and then you hit add item. Okay, so we would have needed to add each one individually for the options, but we'll go back and fix that. Let's go ahead and fix that. 6, 7, 8. Now we'll add a new item.
Don't tweet out his phone number. though.
Yeah.
And then, and this brings up the issue of privacy. You know, if you're going to have a public-facing website and you have information like this, you have control over the sharing permissions on each page. You could have your home page be a public, everybody in the world can see it, and you could have some sub-pages be just for your class or whoever you decide. Okay, so that's really the main structure of Google Sites, are those things. Then, as far as adding stuff to make it more interesting and engaging, we'll go through being able to add in your Google Apps. And that's really one of the biggest advantages of using a Google site over some other website creation service, is its integration with Google Apps is really slick and smooth. You don't need to know any code or anything. So we'll embed a calendar on our home page here. And I'm on the home page right now. I'm going to click this edit button. One thing that you'll find when you start fiddling with Google Sites is, where is the dang button? Is where until you get used to it, finding the button that you need, it can sometimes a little irritating, but once you've gotten used to it and figured out where the buttons are, it becomes a lot easier. So we'll add a calendar, and we're going to do that through this insert menu. And you can see here there's a whole bunch of choices of things that you can insert, but we're going to do a calendar for now. And we'll put the bus probably has a lot of interesting things in it, so do that. And you can choose how you want it to look. You can have this view here, month, week, or agenda. I kind of like the agenda view for embedding on websites, but it's totally up to you. We'll make sure our time zone is good. And then you have a bunch of options here of how to make it look, but we'll just keep it like that for now. And we're still in edit mode, so it looks like just a box. And all of your stuff that you insert is going to be like that. Until you hit save, then you can view it. Hit save. And now you've got your calendar embedded there. And you can switch it from here to to the view that you prefer. Okay, now we'll take a look at some Google Docs, adding some Google Docs. Another thing to consider when you're editing, and we'll go over that a little bit more later, but it is the layout of your site. Right now we're just in a wide open single column chunk, and you can choose these different options here of how you want to group your information. So having just one big chunk isn't necessarily the most user-friendly thing. You're going to have to scroll down forever once your page starts to get a whole bunch of information. But a two-column one is fairly standard, easy to use for a lot of people, so we'll just go ahead and change it to that for now. And you can just move your stuff around. Let's say you don't like it in that. Let me see how that looks real quick. So now your calendar's over in this column, you don't have anything over here. So I want to move it over. Select it. Maybe. I did a Command X there to cut, and I'll paste it over here. So now it's over on the right side. So over here, let's go ahead and insert a Google Doc on this website column. We won't post somebody's damage letter to the website normally, but we'll just print it for now. Save. And then that letter is posted. I've got this looking kind of funky because it's zoomed in for you guys and whatever, but you can kind of see how that goes there. And it's the same with spreadsheets and presentations. You can probably imagine what a spreadsheet looks like there. I'd like to show you for sure the presentation because it's pretty handy. We're going to go ahead and add it above this Google Doc. So I can just put my cursor to the left of that Google Doc and hit down because I want it to be on top of it. And so my cursor's above it. I'm going to insert that presentation above it. So insert drive and then presentation. Select that. Let's see that box clears up on it now. We'll hit save so we can look at it. And so now the presentation's right in there on your page. You don't have to send a link or email a keynote or anything like that. You can just go through it right there, or go to full screen by clicking the full screen button. Another handy thing would be to have your quiz right on your page. If you have a quiz or a test or a survey, you can embed that right into your Google site. Insert drive form, and we'll do the PD, how to get paid for today's training. Put that on there. So now it's embedded right in there. They can pick what they need, type it all in, submit, and they've submitted their test or quiz. Now I'll show you the YouTube. It's the same procedure for most of these things. Let's put it over above this calendar. Oops. So insert and then to YouTube. Okay, so let's go grab somebody's YouTube video. Trailer for Gotham.
Do you want the URL or the embed code?
This is just the URL. You don't have to mess with embed codes on your Google site. And I prefer not to have the title or the border. It's just my preference. You can change this, how big it is showing on your page. Now they can watch the video right there on your page. And that can be expanded to you can do the same thing with Picasa pictures. I don't know how many people are actually using Picasa. It's a Google's photo collection service, but you can just have photos in your Google Drive, or you can use Flickr or all sorts of different things. There's something called gadgets that you can insert, which opens you up to a whole bunch of stuff. You can see here under gadgets, there's some that are recently used and stuff like that, but if you click on more gadgets, you can just kind of look through what they have, these featured things. You can, we already inserted a calendar. This one does basically that same thing. There's different ways to do it. There's just some fun, quirky stuff that you can do. But for the most part, you're probably going to have most of the things that you need just by inserting your Google Docs and stuff like that. But this is kind of fun if you have a particular thing that you're thinking of. Like if you want to include your Twitter feed or your Facebook feed or something. There's a gadget for almost anything. Let's go ahead and do that just for fun. Twitter widget. Search query. Is there anything popular right now going on in the world? I don't know. Let's just do.
Kim and Kanye's wedding is Friday.
What Kimye? Is that their
Kim
what they
and
call it?
Kanye.
Kim and Kanye. Not sure what's going to happen here, but. Let's see if we can see what's trending. Oh no. Oh, this is a student laptop, sorry. Well, we won't do that.
Yeah, that would people.
That's why we didn't get anything here on this little preview. But anyway, you kind of get the idea. You've probably seen websites where they've got a list of their Twitter feeds or their Facebook posts on the side.
Hey Theo, earlier Bill asked if you could, put your own video on there.
Mm-hmm.
If you did that, you'd have to upload it to the Google Drive, right?
My recommendation would be to upload it to your YouTube account.
Yeah.
Which
Is that why you're not using this space?
if you're not familiar with, because videos take up a lot of space.
Yeah, because
And-
it just turned into a download.
What's that?
When I did it, in order to get it, you have to do it as a download.
Yeah. And so once you've got that video, if you upload it to your YouTube account, which everybody has one, if you haven't fiddled with it yet, it's attached to your Google account. So in the same way that you got to your sites from your app button, if you click on that and then click on more, YouTube will be there. And then you just click the upload button. And then you just drag your folder or your movie file here, and it'll upload. And you can, there'll be a bunch of options for you to type in the title and the description and stuff like that. But it'll upload, and then once it's done, it'll be just like anybody else's YouTube. You can just grab the URL and embed it on your site. And it's probably the easiest and best way for your students to do it.
Would there be a way for him to stream it straight from the DE streaming?
Maybe.
I'm thinking you could get yourself into trouble if you download a video for the DE streaming and then put it on your
Maybe.
YouTube channel.
I had that run through
Yeah.
my head too.
That's a little iffy, but
Let's see, well, just by chance, let's see if there's a gadget from DE. If not, you can just have a URL on your page, make a URL. And sometimes those big long URLs get unwieldy, and there's two ways to deal with that. One is you can link it to a word, if you say click here or whatever, you can highlight click here. I'll show you how to do that. So click here. That's pretty small. We'll highlight it, and then this is your new best friend, is this link button. When you're getting into having everything be web-based, URLs are your best friend, and it connects every single thing. So you just click on that, and if you're linking to a page within your website, you would just select it from here, if you wanted to go to the top or whatever. But click on web address and you can go to anywhere. And I think that's the Gotham one that we just did. And I prefer to click the open this link in a new window button almost every single time I put a link in, because otherwise you're overriding where you just were, and it's kind of nice to be able to just jump back to that tab that you started from. Okay, so now there's a link on top of that. Let's hit save, and then they would just click here, and it would take them right there to wherever you sent them. That's a clean way to do it because, it's words. You're just clicking on words rather than an ugly URL.
So you, instead of putting click there, you put the name.
Whatever you want to put there.
Otherwise, how would you know what you're clicking on?
Yeah, you'd have to have some indication to the student what they're about, where to click and what they're clicking on.
Okay.
I usually call mine watch life animals here, I put the name and put watch, whatever the name is here, so they know to click on.
Yeah,
Okay.
like on my Moodle page, when I did that, I have links, if they've got certain subjects, they're doing something on Abraham Lincoln, I have a whole list of URLs on, and they can click, it'll say the assassination, the Emancipation Proclamation, or whatever, and it'll send them to different websites that I want them to go to.
The other thing you could do, if you do want them to see the URL, you can either just paste the whole URL in there, that's just fine, or use a URL shortener. There's several out there. Easiest one to probably remember is the goo.gold. URL shortener is just goo.gl, goo.gold. And then you paste that URL in that box, the short URL, and they give you the shorter URL. So when they click on that, it'll take you to wherever it was. You can do that like a zillion times. There's no limit to how many times you can do that.
What is that called? The goo? What?
goo.gl.
I see Picasa, but I don't see Flickr.
I think there's a gadget for that. Try to add a Flickr gadget here. And I'll just search for Flickr. Do a quick Google search, see if there is one. Flickr. Here's one that somebody did that will allow for all sorts of different pictures. Well, I haven't messed with that, so I don't want to go too
Okay.
deep into it, but it looks like it's possible. You can include a map if there's some reason that a map would be good for your whatever you're teaching. I'll just plug in school for fun. Looks like it didn't grab the address that I put in there, but well, I won't worry about that right now, but one thing that we'll go over in next week's Techie Tuesday is this My Maps. Some folks had requested some power tools to use with the maps function, and you can, when you see a map on a website, you may have seen it here and there where there's several of those little droplets indicating something. You could have Civil War battles. You've got them all mapped out, and it's right there for them on their page, and they can kind of zoom in and see whatever you can think of for that. We'll go over that next week. I want to try this one. I'm wondering if it just placed a... But anyway, that's something that would have to be fiddled with if you want to customize it, but having a map in general is handy.
Google My Maps makes
No problem. Okay. So let's say that you want, you've got your homework page here. So go ahead and get out of here. You've got your homeworks page here, and it's just got everything listed in a row, and that's really the only thing that you have on that page. But maybe on your home page, you'd like to have a little spot where it's got recent posts from the homework list, so that it's all right there, like a dashboard for your students. So we'll go to the home page. And we'll just do that with a gadget. Insert more gadgets and say
Thank you.
announcements. Maybe. Sorry about that. this is a good illustration of using Google for anything. Any question that you might have that starts with how do I or how to, generally a good place to start is just to Google it, because there's a million things to know out there, and no one person has all the answers. So, but billions of people together may have the answer. Well, it looks like we were doing it right, but maybe I'm just missing something. Here, we'll do it like this. We've got the,
What are you typing
under the gadget,
in? Yeah.
I was typing in announcements.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to get the announcements gadget. Just doesn't want to come up. It does say waiting. Well, let's let it wait for a second. The template has an announcements gadget in it. We'll go look at that real quick. So this recent announcements gadget right here, it looks like they have two of those gadgets plugged in there. Let's take a look and see what that looks like. Maybe it wants the word recent first. Getting stubborn. Settings here. So it should just be called recent announcements gadget. I'm not sure why it's not popping up right now, but this is what it would look like if it popped up there and we selected it. You would select which page to pull from. You've already got that homework announcements page created. You'd select that and it would show up there just like it does here on your template page. I wonder if we just copy it from this page, if that will work. That'll be an experiment. There you go. So if you can't find the gadget and you copy it from your template, you'll be able to do it that way. We'll change the settings. It's already, the only announcements page that we have created is called homework, so it's the only one in the list. Let's save. And now you can see it just has that chapter 7 review there listed. And this is messy. I haven't messed with. I'm just dumping stuff onto this page, but you probably want to organize it a little bit better for your folks. And they could click on the title there, and it would take, your post is probably going to be a lot longer than what we have written here. And so they click on it and they can see the whole thing. Okay. So I'd recommend just looking around in the gadgets and hopefully it'll be working. It's, you know what, I wonder if it's blocked because I'm on a student computer. That might, for some reason, be blocking it. I don't know why it would since it's on Google, but I'll hopefully come up with a better answer to that later. Now we'll take a look at sharing. And it's really very much the same as sharing a Google document with folks. Click the share button up here. And you can change what the default view is, if you want the whole world to see it, if you want just people in the school to see it, what have you. You can change it to be view and edit for all those folks. And you can also just invite individual people. You also have this enable page level permissions here. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and turn it on. And then you'll have a list of your pages beneath, and you can change it. Say you don't want the world to see the student list. Go ahead and hit change. And we're going to use custom permissions instead of the same as the home. And we'll go ahead and choose that. We only want specific people to see it. Like specific people aren't showing up as an option down here. Not sure what's going on there.
Oh,
It would say YouTube.
So there should be a box down here where you, just like all the other sharing stuff is, I'm sure I've got a setting. Any page created under student history. Okay. But it should have the box where you can just type in people's email addresses, so probably got something checked somewhere that has removed that box, but that's the general gist on sharing. We can take a look at navigation. You know, let's say you didn't really like, you want your menu to be up top, and you don't really like how this is organized here. So you would go up to your settings and choose edit site layout. And you choose site layout because it's not just the one page that you're dealing with. You're dealing with the menu for your whole site. So up here on the top you have some toggle buttons that you can turn on and off certain things. You know, if you don't like having your title and your bulldog up at the top, you can click that off. Now that's gone. Say you'd rather have horizontal navigation, so now that's come up there. And let's just say you don't want the sidebar for now. You just like to have it up top. So we'll do that, we'll hit close, and now you've got your home, just your home up there. We'll take a look at some more things that we can do. Edit horizontal navigation, let's click on that. We want to add our pages back. When we did horizontal navigation, it didn't include the stuff that we had before. So we'll add our file cabinet. We'll add our student list. Our homework page. Good, we hit OK. So now you see they're all listed across like that. I'm like, I don't really want it like that. I want it underneath this home button. So let's edit that again, and you just click it sideways here. Now it's a sub menu item. And hit close. So now you hover over it and your choices come up underneath it. And this would be an example of when we set where our location was of our page. If you would like the stuff to go across, you might set it at the top level of your site. You know, if you want an about page or something like that that's kind of separate from your website structure, you might do that, just like the school's website has those buttons all the way across. And then there's about 1 million, let me rephrase that. There's several settings under Manage Site that you can change. You've got recent site activity, if that's of interest to you. You've got your pages, which you can move around. So I want that up there instead, when it's moving. And now the file cabinet is at the top level of the phone. So you can move those around wherever you want. Our attachments any attachment that you put on any page will show up here. We put it right into our file cabinet and showing up here on our list. We've got templates. You can create your own templates if you get really crafty. Well, we won't worry about app script. It's pretty intense. The general settings, if you need to change your site name, if you want a description, stuff like that. This is also a place where if you create a site that you'd like to use as a template, but maybe you create a site for your students, you want each of your students to have a template to deal with, you can publish this site as a template, and you go through the steps there, and it'll end up like that classroom template that I sent to you. When they go to their site's app, it'll be listed as in the gallery for template choice. And let's say you want to just create another site for yourself based off of the site that you currently have. You just copy the site button. Same idea. Analytics is another thing. If you're interested in the statistics of people going to your sites, that's another world that you can jump into. It's a matter of just signing up for Google Analytics and then getting the little code for your website and plugging it in here, and you'll be able to see all the action that happens on your site. We already went over sharing, and then themes and colors. You can really get detailed in how you want your site to look. You can use a template from here, like we showed before, or you can do it yourself with all these little breadcrumb areas. You go in and change everything: background, text, shape, color, size. You do have a lot of control. It's just it takes some fiddling to get it to look like you want. But we'll just select a new theme just for fun. Totally change it to something different. I'm gonna save that. Go back to our site. There you go. So it's really up to you how far you take it. So you have any questions that pop to your mind?
Feel one of the things that some of us like in Moodle is turning pages, like things on and off. We can hide all of the topics except for the one or two that we want to show.
Mm-hmm.
Is there an easy way to
Just like hide one thing?
hide so that you don't have the entire year? So by now the kids have to, even if it's on a sidebar, they may have to scroll clear to the bottom to even find the last unit of the year. Is there a way to?
Well, if you get the recent announcements gadget, it'll have the most recent at the top, and it won't show them all.
Okay.
As far as homework assignments go.
But you could turn, like if you do it in, this is what because I've been running that through my head too. Is this gonna replace Moodle? And I'm sitting here thinking that when you do your home, about me, all across the top, you do your classes, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. In my 6th grade, I break it into trimesters, introduction to geography, North America, Latin America. And then within each of those, it's a lot of sub-pages, but you can turn off an individual page, right?
I think so.
So if you're just talking about the geography of Latin America, like where we're at now, I could turn off the other stuff I don't want them in right currently, and just have that one page for the next couple, day or two or three, however long, you know, you're in that little mini unit.
You could, just off the top of my head, you could definitely just change the sharing permissions on that page so that nobody can view it.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was thinking, you could limit it to just to your sixth graders, and, yeah.
Yeah, nothing is jumping out at this second, as far as having the ability to just hit the eyeball.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a pretty handy feature of Moodle. And I don't, at this moment, I don't know what, it just depends on what you want to do with your class.
Right.
We're gonna keep Moodle, so you're welcome to use it as long as it still works. We'll keep using it. There's some, we turned on a Google Documents file feature where when you add documents, now the option to add a Google document is there. Did you mess around with?
yeah, I mean, it lets you link a Word or a PDF or whatever you have on your Google Drive.
So non-Google style documents that are on your Google Drive, you can pull it from. It doesn't yet have the capability to have,
You can put the link of your Google Doc on there so they can click it and go straight to the Google Docs. That's pretty close.
and you can also embed a Google Doc, just like we did here, onto your Moodle page. You do have to go over to the HTML site to paste that code in there. But it's not terribly painful once you try it. I would say, you know, a reason, if you want to use Google Sites, a reason to do it would be you're guaranteeing, one, that our Chromebooks and things that may come in the future, it will be compatible with that. Moodle, the testing we've done so far, Moodle does work on the student side on the Chromebook, but who knows what's going to happen each time they update their operating system. But we know that they'll be able to see the Google Sites. It's also very easy to, you know, integrate with all of your other Google stuff. That's the upside of it. And also having tighter personal control over your site. Sometimes, you know, you might want to get pretty creative with what you want to do with your page. You could probably accomplish a lot of those things in Moodle too, but it might be a little tougher with, you'd have to dig into the HTML side a little bit. But there are some awesome features in Moodle, which would, you know, I'm not knocking Moodle at all.
You know, I uploaded a website because we're doing Simple Machines right now, Simple Machine Game. But it doesn't let me, it uploaded the URL, but it doesn't let me click on it. What did I do
Just
wrong?
now?
Yeah, I did it just now. I don't try some of these things while you're talking about all,
Right.
it'll be gone. See, and it's way too big, so I should have taken it to that.
So what is, this is your,
It's a game
The website?
on the web, yes, the
Okay.
URL, but you can't click on it. I uploaded it.
okay, click on your edit,
Edit,
and then, oh, you've got this in the title, which I'm not sure, that might be possible to work, if you just select it all.
okay. Up here, or just
Just
leave
like-
it down
yeah.
here, okay. Okay,
And let's copy it. And then click the link, I think it might just link. Sorry, no. So if you click on web address, and then paste the link in there.
so this up here is the name.
Yeah, that would make
And
it
then
easier to look at.
I've gotta click this for, okay. I went over here to the insert and the link, instead of that link there. Is that the same one?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
And you could call it whatever game or something.
That's machine. Hard to see in the dark here.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not a good enough typer to, and then put okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh, open this and
Yep.
then new window and then okay.
Okay, so it put it down here.
Oh, put it in the window.
So I guess it does want you to put a title of your page there.
So I highlight this again and do that,
Yeah, just call it whatever.
and then hit the link.
No, you just type over it.
Oh, type over it. Oh, okay.
Excuse me, thank you.
And then if you hit save, this link, I mean, if you want this to be rearranged, just like in a Pages document or whatever, you just move it around, the text and the picture and stuff.
So,
But when they click that link, go ahead and try to put on it. I'm not sure why the little thing didn't pop up.
where do you want me to click?
I think right here.
I can't get any cursor.
What happened when you,
I just put that picture on there. I was just trying to upload the
try
picture.
clicking on that even though it didn't do anything? Okay, let's hit edit again, see what we did. Okay, so highlight your, and then hit link. And web address.
So paste it in there, or what do I do?
Yeah, you'll want to go to the web address though, because this is, right now you're under sites pages, which is just if you're wanting to link to a page on your website.
Mm-hmm.
But that you're linking to a page on somebody else's website, so you go,
Oh, so click here, you're telling me?
yep,
Okay.
and paste your URL in there. I'm not sure why I didn't hold last time.
So, right there, and
You actually hit copy on it.
I thought you, oh. Yeah, sorry. Okay, okay. Yep, that's it. And then hit okay, or
Yeah.
open window.
And then okay.
and
Should-
okay.
okay, now
There it
let's
is.
hit save. Okay, now you should be able to click on that.
Yeah, can I move that, like? Or
Yeah, so if you hit edit,
You have to hit edit every time you do
yeah,
it.
there's like the edit view and the live view.
Oh, okay, so I can't just move that.
If you get to the end of the word game and hit enter, it'll go below it.
Okay.
And then you can
Do it again?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And so, okay. That should probably be in a whole different box, this picture, right?
Which just depends what you want to do.
It's just a good trip. These two I want to go together. You know, so they're
I mean, there's all sorts of stuff you can do. There's a photo gallery gadget that I've seen before. You know, that maybe you want your photos to be just flipping over here, but you
Yeah,
have
that
your
would be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. That kind of,
And the one thing different with sites than all the other Google Docs is you do have to hit save.
yeah, okay. Okay. Get started.
Well, if there's any other questions,
Well, it's kind of like Moodle.
Feel free to
It's a
stick
little
around
bit
or
like timer, but
ask
this
later
don't
when they
really
pop in
matter.
your brain when you're trying
That's
to,
what I'll be.
trying to do it.
On this, how are we?
I gotta go.
Just have
the
this
meeting here at 8, so.
Alright.
Suppose
Change that real quick.
Yeah, I hate to be rude, but I have to meet
Nope.
with some other people.
You're good. There's, on that Techie Tuesday site, down
Yeah.
at the bottom of today's class, there's a you get paid button.
Oh, okay. I'll
So
try.
whenever you have a chance to do that.
I am gonna grab
Thank you.
that.